Hi, I'm Deb Kruse, and I'm the owner of the Corner Cup here in Jonesborough. And we've been here about 5 years. November will be 5 years.
Congratulations. That's
Well, thank you.
So Deb, you're originally from Wyoming, out west. What brought you to Appalachia?
Well, I retired from FedEx about 2003, so however long ago that was. And I was up in Washington, D.C. area. And I came down here to help a friend take care of some horses on a horse farm. And I came down a couple times, and I fell in love with a horse. And she said if I'd come down and help her with the farm, I could have the horse. So I came to Jonesborough for a horse. and found my love of my town in the Appalachian region here.
That's wonderful. What for you makes Appalachia special as a place?
Well, I think as with any place, you decide to put your roots down, and it's the people. I moved here not knowing anybody but the horse and her owner, and in 14 years almost, I've fallen in love with Jonesborough and the people here. It's the people here are, I almost can't describe the people. The people that volunteer that keeps Jonesborough, going, and all the festivals and all the activities. There's just such a giving and giving and giving from the people here.
Absolutely. There's such a great sense of community here.
That's right.
And I've got to ask the horse's name.
It was Monty.
Monty. Full Monty. Love that. So the Corner Cup obviously is a beverage shop, a coffee house.
Mm-hmm.
What is something interesting that folks may not know about Appalachian coffee?
Well, and I think this is probably in other places also, but coffee has been around, from, forever. And it used to be, I remember my granddad and my grandmother would set a big pot of coffee on the wood burning stove, and it would sit there all day. And they'd come in, the workers would come in from the field, my granddad would come in, the first thing he'd do was go pour himself a cup of coffee and then sit down and pour it in a saucer. And then he would pick the saucer up and sip it, and I would sip if I didn't have this mask on. But I was reading about coffee in the Appalachians, and they all did that. And I think because the coffee was so hot, because it sat on stoves for hours and hours, that was a way of cooling the coffee, is to sip it out of a saucer.
But at the Corner Cup, there are actual cups.
We have cups, and if you want to sip, we'll give you a saucer. But
wouldn't it be really traditional with it?
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the Corner Cup, and maybe share what's something folks may not know about the business, or what's something you would like people to know about Corner Cup?
Well, we're known as Jonesborough's living room. And right now, during the pandemic, we do not have that living room social part of it. But when I opened it, it was, I don't know how the jackalope ended up in here, but since I'm originally from Wyoming, I had a jackalope at home, and I brought it in, and it was amazing the amount of conversation that jackalope brought. And I venture to say that there's a lot of people out there that believe in the jackalope, because the owner of the Corner Cup is from Wyoming, and she used to hunt jackalope.
I was going to ask, just to clarify for the folks at home, is the jackalope a real animal?
You know, we hunted it a lot when I was growing up, and I never did really get one, but spent a lot of hours hunting them.
It's a good time. It's a great time. How has the pandemic kind of affected the Corner Cup? You said that it's Jonesborough's living room. Obviously, that's a little bit different, but do you still feel that coffee as a beverage is able to connect people and keep community going?
Yes. In many ways, I feel so fortunate that I'm in the coffee business. You know, that we don't have the social scene that we normally have here, a place for meeting and sitting and, you know, gathering, the gathering place. But people still can afford $2 for a cup of coffee. And I think coffee becomes part of a relaxation, part of a stimulant, you know, that we got to have a coffee to get going. We got to sit down and relax and have a coffee. And we're keeping our head above water right now. And thank goodness people are addicted to caffeine.
That's not changing anytime soon. Yeah, and I think that that's what this event is all about, is bringing people together around a table, either for a cup of coffee, for a meal. It's just about how we're still connected, even though we're very much apart. So, and Corner Cup's a big part of that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Deb. Anything else?
No,
right.
Thank you for including us.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get a shot of the jackalope up here for folks that maybe haven't seen one in person. There we go. All right. Thank you, Deb.